Hey guys, it's Amber. Wanted to get on real quick and tell you guys kind of what's been going on since the last video that I made. I'm not quite sure how long ago it was, but I think I just recently had my weight loss surgery and I wanted to go over a few things. There are things that I feel need to be researched and need to be looked up, and systems that need to be in place before you kind of have this any sort of weight loss surgery, just because there are going to be things that come up that you probably should speak to professionals about. And I'm sorry, I keep looking at my forehead because this isn't the best lighting. But anyway, this is the wall that I lay up against at night. Anyway, just a little bit about my personal story. I've lost about 70 pounds since I had my gastric sleeve in November. It needs to be more than that, but that's where we are. I've had a lot of changes to my body, a lot of changes to my mind, and a lot of things that I wish that I had looked into a little bit more before having my surgery, and I'll go over some things. I haven't written a list or anything. I just kind of want to talk to you guys, just kind of very candidly about the situations that I've dealt with. A couple of things that I didn't know about, a couple of things that did not get brought up before my surgery is, a lot of people who are overweight have some sort of eating disorder, whether that be binge eating, binge eating and overeating are kind of the same, or different kinds of things. They have a different type of relationship with food, and a lot of that stems from emotional, physical, mental trauma. I'm not saying that everybody that's overweight or everybody that's morbidly obese or everybody that has a weight problem is because, they were abused as a kid or whatever. But I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that a lot of people that go through that kind of thing in their life use food as therapy. And it's not healthy for several reasons, because they do become overweight. They do have a lot of comorbidities along with the obesity, like diabetes, heart disease, a lot of issues. Low testosterone, their thyroid can become underactive, that kind of thing. But something that I wish that I had known before I had the gastric sleeve was that I've had some stuff happen to me in my life that I never fully dealt with, things that really hurt me, things that I've really just had a hard time going through. And you block a lot of that out the older you get, because you just kind of have to. And so you don't, or for me, I shouldn't say you, because not everybody is the same. For me, some of the traumatic stuff that I dealt with from my earlier years, and as well as issues in my current relationship with a lot of people, I kind of dealt with food. It's a comfort for me. Food was definitely my comfort zone. And oh, my husband's calling. Food was definitely my comfort zone. It was my therapy. It was my way of dealing with things. And the older I got, the more easily accessible food became, and I developed an eating disorder. I have binge eating disorder, which doesn't necessarily mean that you overeat all the time. What it means for me is that I can go all day without eating breakfast, lunch. When I get home, I'm starved because I haven't eaten anything all day, and then I have a tendency to overdo it for dinner. I will eat pretty much anything and everything in sight, because by that time I'm so famished that I just want it. I want that feeling of I want to be full. I want to be satisfied. So that became a problem, especially because your metabolism slows down when you aren't eating or drinking regularly, and that will cause you to gain weight faster than anything. So, I'm sorry, my finger's all on the screen. So, I take medication for that, and I also had the gastric sleeve to kind of help with that. But the thing is when you're used to using food as a coping mechanism for life, and all of a sudden you're not able to physically ingest as much or the type of things that you really enjoyed in the past, you can develop other bad habits or other coping mechanisms. And for me, it was compulsive spending. Now, I'm not saying that I would go and just break the bank every payday, but I was buying things from Sephora and Ulta and all Beauty Bay and all these places. And to me, it was justified because I'm like, it's makeup. I don't have this. I want to try this. I want to make videos. I want to do this. I want to do that. But at the end of the day, how many highlighters does one person need? How many eyeshadow palettes does one person need? Honestly, I had more than enough makeup for probably 100 people at one point. And I recently went through a field change in the medical field. I went from being an OB-GYN to dermatology. And with that said, I had to take a $4 an hour pay cut. Now I did this by choice. I knew when I accepted the job what the pay rate was, and the reason that I did that was because a lot of times it's really hard to get in with dermatology. That's a hard field to get into, and I've been a medical assistant for a while now, and I had no experience in dermatology. When I was going through school to be a medical assistant, I knew that I either wanted to go into OB-GYN or dermatology, and OB-GYN just happened to be the first job opportunity that I got. So I took it and I ran with it, and I made a career out of it. But I kind of felt like I was done with the OB-GYN stuff. I didn't want to go back to another OB-GYN office. It's fulfilling in a way that I can't really describe, but at the same time, the day in, the day out, the cleaning the instruments, the giving the big troublesome injections to prevent preterm labor, all of the things that come with that just weren't as fulfilling as they once were. So I decided to try my hand in dermatology, and I've been with this office for almost 3 months now. And I have to say, good, bad, and indifferent, I love it. I love the practice. I love the field. I love what I'm doing. I love the day in and day out. But at the same time, I'm starting to shake. Sorry. It's been rough for me because at the same time, I'm sorry. I'm shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking. Okay. So even though I'm in a field that I really want to be in, the compulsive spending just really got to a point to where it just had to stop, because $4 an hour is $600 a month. And when you go from making X amount of money a month to making $600 less than that a month, that's enough to hurt anyone financially. We have amassed a certain amount of debt that we didn't necessarily expect. We are going through a Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University course to help get out of debt, help pay down our debt, help pay off our house early, help us in a much better financial place for financial peace, which is why it's called Financial Peace University. So we're going through all of this now, and we're cutting up credit cards, and we're writing our budgets, and we're doing our debt snowballs. And for those of you who know who Dave Ramsey is and you know the terminology, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going through all of this, and so I'm not able to really compulsively spend anymore because we don't necessarily have the funding that we had before. So what that brought about was a lot of issues that I had pushed down for so long, and they were just on the verge of bubbling up to the surface, that when all of my vices and all of my coping mechanisms have been taken away, I've been dealing with some really heavy stuff here lately. It's affected my personal life. It's affected my work life. It's affected pretty much everything, because my anxiety, even though I'm on medication for that, it gets kind of hard sometimes to deal with a lot of stuff. And I wish that I had known that I was going to have issues with finding a good coping mechanism and finding a good therapist or a counselor that I could talk to manage all of these emotions that I'm having. And I get angry. I'm not going to lie. There are times where I just want to eat. I just want to sit down and mindlessly eat because I'm feeling vulnerable, because I'm feeling stressed out, or whatever the case may be. And I just want to eat. And I can't physically do it because I can't fit all of that into my little tiny 20% size stomach anymore. So it's just been rough. I've been going through some really heavy stuff. So I haven't made a video in a long time, and I've just decided that I'm going to try my hand in doing more videos. Not necessarily so much on the makeup side of things, because I've got a video coming where I'm talking about my makeup routine that I do now, or my skincare routine, my makeup routine, that kind of thing here lately that I've been into. But I want to make videos about the cheap alternatives to like getting your nails done, or the cheap way to save money by doing pedicures at home. You know, ways to save money on stuff that you may have spent money on before. Just like blogging or vlogging sometimes out and about with my family. I just want to kind of mix it up, because I mean, for the 14 of you that are watching me, if all you want's the makeup, let me know. But I just kind of want to give it a variety, because I think this is a therapeutic way for me to, it's a creative outlet for me, so it's kind of therapeutic for me. So I think I'm going to stick with it. Just keep the lines of communication open, even though there's only a few of us here. Let me know what you would like to see, and I will try to keep up with you guys. It is now almost 10:30 at night, past my bedtime. I gotta get up in the morning. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.